got me another knife. Bought this one off eBay, and I was looking for a specific knife, but I couldn't find it, the one that I actually wanted, that looked closest to original as I could find. I knew I wasn't gonna find nothing in mint condition, but I didn't want it to be, sharpened and scratched real bad. Didn't mind if it was dirty and needed to be cleaned up. Just, didn't want it to be worn down, that it wouldn't be something that I actually wanted to pay for. So I got this one. It cost me about $40. That's everything, taxes, the shipping, all of it. Let's check it out. I'm opening it up for the first time with you. All I've seen is been the pictures of it. So let's check it out. This is a Schrade Lb7. Has a serial number on it. I'm hoping that will help me kind of date this knife. It's probably going to be somewhere around the 80s, mid 80s, early 80s. I don't know, maybe later, but I'll figure it out. You can tell it needs a little bit of cleaning. The blade, as you can see, it's Schrade Usa Lb7. It's been sharpened, I believe, but when I look at it, it looks pretty close to the original profile, like that. Nobody had really had to shave it down too far. Hear a little bit of grit inside of it. Blade's not really centered on it, but here's a Schrade Lb7, and this is the Buck 110 next to it. It's a little bit different, but they're very similar. The bolsters are different. Blades slightly different on them. Tang is, where the stamp is right there. You can see how the shape of it is. I know this Buck 110 has a bar that's removable. It's a spring inside of there. When you hit the lock bar back, it presses that spring in. I believe this one is made into this part right here on the back. This spacer that's back here, that spring is actually made into that, so it's not removable. And I believe they do break on these knives, so I keep that in mind. I wanted to buy one of these knives because I don't actually own any of them. I wanted to buy one that was a USA made one, and preferably an older one. I noticed that a lot of the newer ones, the pin that goes through that lock bar is more centered on the newer knives, and the older knives it was more toward the front of the handle. So this is the sheath that came with the knife. I'm guessing this is the original sheath for it. At a different point in time they could have got a new sheath, but this one's still old, but they could have got a different sheath. I don't know if it's the exact original sheath that came with it, but it's in good shape. It means it was more likely not carried that much. Probably was carried, but not a lot. Probably kept in a drawer somewhere. And the knife definitely looks like it rode most of its life inside of that sheath, just for the fact that there's no big dents in it. There's scratches, there's light scratches everywhere, but there's no really big dents on anything. That's what I was looking at when I looked through the pictures of this online. Let's clean it up, see how good that brass will turn out. Okay, so I finished cleaning it. Get close into it, you can see any little tiny dents and scratches that are still on it. I used some Brasso and toothpaste to clean this. Figured I'd bring it outside and let y'all see it out here also. Maybe the sunlight will highlight some of the scratches and how shiny it is.